Okay, I'm gonna have to try and fly. Okay, next up is Sonia and Cindy meet. Oh my gosh, Sonia just loses it on Cindy. I would too. I mean, Cindy just didn't get it that you just don't take a conference call when you're having a breakfast with somebody. But, you know, Cindy loses it because Sonia starts with the Churchills, and these two just don't see eye to eye. But Sonia really gets her going when she's like, "You're the one that's rude with your employees," which Cindy is. Cindy treats her assistant horrible. I mean, this is a lady who calls employees to come and get her kids while she's having lunch with her parents. She's the one who says she's not eating as she drags her to a breakfast. I loved it when Sonia said, cheerleaders at a yoga center? Yeah, lame. I think, Cindy was digging at Luann, or I'm sorry, Sonia, when she was saying, I was going to give you business tips. That's getting at Sonia because everyone knows what Sonia's going through. Cindy is still not over the pecking order. She's a Jill. They hold grudges, period. And Cindy can't take it, so she just bolts. She is just a person that bolts. Cindy needed to apologize, and Cindy doesn't apologize, just like Jill. Period. Period. Okay. Ramona and Sonia. Alrighty. That was an odd scene. To me, that was odd. Ramona shows up. She looks very, very pale. She looks tired, and she has huge tits. Or the girls. I'm sorry if I offended you. The bottom line is, I really thought that Ramona just had implants done. And her not drinking, I figured she was on pain medication. Sonia seemed to play along. I don't know if, they just have a problem accepting the fact that they're getting older. She's 54. She's not premenopausal. She is going to be entering into menopause. It's a fact of life. It's not the end of the world. I really did think that she had breast implants. I mean, that's really what I thought. I don't know why Sonia didn't think right away, menopause, and why she thought pregnancy. I just thought the whole thing was odd. Really, honestly, I'm just going to go with odd. Okay, I have to say this. Kelly shows up with Cindy as they're walking on the boat. Their first appearance is Cindy was on earlier, but Kelly's first appearance was 29 minutes into the show, mumbling. Mumble, mumble, mumble. Kelly mumbles half the time, and Cindy mumbles a lot, but I just thought that was interesting. Jill's first appearance was, according to my reader, 30:17. 30 minutes into the season finale. Wow, Jill Zarin, halfway into the show. And it was it was just saying hi to Luann on the boat. Alex and Simon enter on the boat, and you can just tell Alex is there because it's the finale. She basically says, I promised, I'm not going to throw Luann overboard. I mean, clearly doesn't want to be there. Jill does get her dig in at Ramona, that she's hoping that the party is going to turn into an engagement because she does think it's a little weird that Luann is having a party for celebrating 1 year dating. I think that's odd, completely odd. I just don't think that you should have a party celebrating dating somebody for a year. Yeah, couples celebrate that privately. When you date, I dated somebody 6 months, we're having a little anniversary dinner. But typically you don't have this huge party. Um, and, but, you know, Jill has to dig Ramona about her 17-year renewal. Yes, 17-year, that's kind of odd, but renewing your vows at any time when you're married is renewing your vows. You're making a commitment over again to the person you're married to. It's not quite the same as having a party with somebody you're dating. And, you know, a huge party with everybody, you know, kind of apples and oranges. What I really thought was interesting was the way Luann greets her son. Now, Luann says to him, hi, Mom. He says, hi, Mom. And she says, I miss you. And I just thought, he's 14 years old. Why are you missing your son? I mean, you should see him all the time. He's only 14. And at that point, I hate to question somebody's parenting, but, you know, I have to agree with Ramona on this one. You know, Luann should not be away from her son 2 to 3 nights a week. I just, you know, and especially two freshly divorced. Her children are coming away from, you know, they had that nanny for a long time that I think they really had a close relationship with. And Luann's priority should have been her children, you know, not her and her love life. So anyways, oh, Kelly, she is so obsessed with Alex and Simon tweeting. I mean, I'm sorry, but I just think Kelly is so obsessed with that and so worried about the fact that they're tweeting about her. They were bored. They were bored. I've noticed that people, when they're bored at a party, they whip out their phones. Their friends weren't there yet. They're not close to anybody there yet, so they whipped out their phones. Do I think that's kind of rude? Once again, it's this new thing, people and their phones, but hey, it's what people do. I think it's wackadoodle who has a problem with people and their phones, but she needs to look around at the world because that's what the world is doing. Did you notice Jill trying to stir the pot? Man, she loves to stir that pot. Ramona was supposedly a half hour late, and she wanted Luann to go after Ramona. That was the whole season. Jill trying to fight with Ramona. And I think we all know why, don't we? Yeah. I mean, does Jill think we're stupid? Okay. Although Luann wouldn't play, Luann didn't jump in and, you know, help stir that pot. Now, I have to admit, Ramona wanted to be relevant. Personally, I felt Ramona was trying very hard to be relevant on the last show. And that was the reason she was telling Mario about the pregnancy, or, you know, that she thought she was pregnant. You know, if Ramona is having trouble thinking that she might be going into menopause, that's fine. And if she went to pregnancy first, you know, that's fine too. But don't you think that's an odd place? You know, married 18 years, and it's got to be a shock to the guy's system. And you're choosing then and on air to tell the man you love. I don't know. To me, I really and truly felt that her and Sonia really wanted to be relevant, and it was a good, you know, storyline. So, you know, I just felt that that definitely was her way to be have a presence. Although Mario, I mean, he was very adamant that, you know, it wasn't possible. I mean, you know, he went to first, the girls look good, and did you get a boob job? And then he was like, are you serious? Are you serious? No way. I couldn't. I mean, then he kept swearing to Sonia, no way. It's just not possible. It's just not possible. I mean, I know he seemed stunned, but he just kept, you know, stating that it not possible. So anyways, oh, Kelly, Miss Kelly, always, you know, Miss Innocent, and she's the one telling the story about the punch bowl keys. I found that really interesting. Jill, she claiming she was clueless, that's fine, but What does she think? You have to experience it to know it? No, intelligent people know things because they read and hear and they know it. Don't have to do it to know it. Simon tried to tell her gently it was swinging. She's got a potty mouth. Jill has a real potty mouth. I mean, the F word? I mean, you go home and they F. I would have said to Cindy, they go home and they do the nasty or something like that. Jill's got a potty mouth. I don't really like it. But, and Kelly's always trying to be so Miss Innocent. I mean, I think it's kind of funny, ironic. Oh, and then Jill. I mean, talk about a hound dog. I mean, it was obvious something was up. I mean, Luann saw it. Jill was definitely zeroing in on it. And so they had to follow Sonia and Ramona to the bathroom. Let it go. Why? I mean, if you don't like the fact that you think they're trying to make themselves more relevant, so then why give in? Why make the big scene? Why help them? I mean, that's what kind of cracks me up. Jill is just a nosy person. I mean, she's got to be in the know. And then when finally the insinuation came out that, Ramona was thinking she was pregnant after Jill has basically said, what are you in there doing drugs? Because, in the 80s when two women went in, I know, what you did. That's what I did. Jokingly, of course. Oh, Jill was around the block. I think it's exactly what Jill did when she went into the bathroom. I went in and shared lipstick with my friends and makeup. But I know what other women did because I'm an intelligent person and I heard that that's what you did when you went in. And I've never seen a brick of cocaine. Remember that one too? But I think Jill has. Anyways, back to the fact that I have to give Jill the one-liner of the night when she did say, when a person of Ramona's age, a woman of Ramona's age, misses a period, typically the first thing you think, it's menopause. Menopause is knocking at the door. I agree, Jill. I'll give you that. That's where they should have went, not pregnancy. So anyways, Ramona kind of made more of a fool of herself, and it was kind of sad. And she kind of dragged Sonia with her. Sonia should have maybe suggested that at some point to look a little bit more intelligent. I did notice that Luann was following, but she got sidetracked with the whole music thing. And then the whole Natalie Cole. Oh my gosh, that was so sad. Gosh, she must be desperate for a paycheck. That's all I can say. Oh, and I don't care what you say. Luann can't sing. She sang so off tune. But the whole ending with the women, Jill's changed. No, I don't think so. Jill's Jill. She's got to know everything. She's in everyone's business. If you're not doing it Jill's way, then, she gets pretty ticked off at you. And if she feels you slighted her, look out. Jill's after you, man. She holds a grudge. I think Cindy's the same way. And the whole pecking order, that's it. Sonia's done, man. And I find it interesting that Cindy's pecking order is business and then her kids. And I really do think it's that order for Cindy. Luann, I thought it was kind of sad that it was all about, her love life. She shared her children with us, and yet that wasn't in her ending. And what, is she not going to get married because she's got to keep that Countess title? And Alex, I wasn't real happy with her ending either. This hung up thing about the class didn't go over well with me. And then, Simon, he's now okay with auto-tune. Well, that was definitely a slam at him and his singing. And last but not least, though, they got Kelly right. Kelly, they got right. Oh my God, was that not great? What a wackadoodle. Just total wackadoodle.